everyone, my name is Hannah, and in today's vlog, I'm gonna show you footage of a weekend trip I took to Switzerland with some friends, so come along. So first things first, we arrived in Switzerland literally at the dead of night. I think we got there at like 11:30 p.m. or midnight. No, it wasn't midnight. It was probably, I'm a little dramatic, it was probably closer like 10:30. All I know is that I was super tired after arriving, and we, quickly got our bags, got an Uber, and looked for our Airbnb. After wandering around somewhat aimlessly for a few minutes, we lucked out by finding a cute mom and pop type of restaurant that was pretty close to our Airbnb, so we decided to all try their different cheese and oil fondue meals, and they were so good. I was extremely worried about burning the whole restaurant down because I had an oil fondue, and I've had Chinese hot pot, and so at first I thought, okay, it's gonna be just like that, but having oil jump at me versus a soup or water mixture was totally different, and so I'm really proud of the fact that I did not burn the place down. So on our first official full day in Switzerland, we woke up bright and early just to explore the city center, explore Old Town Zurich, and that was great. We ended up visiting a couple of neat little tourist shops, and then we took a bunch of group photos as well as solo photos. I immediately sent some photos home to my parents. After that, we went to the Lindt chocolate museum, and that was definitely one of the highlights of the trip. This tour was fun and super informative. Not only did I get to play some really fun interactive games, try different chocolate flavors, but also I learned about the history of chocolate. So I learned about the history of Lindt chocolate, why chocolate is linked to Switzerland, as well as the, darker history of chocolate and colonialization. And so I think they did a great job of handling all of these manners sensitively. Yeah, so all in all, it was an amazing tour. Would definitely recommend. 10 out of 10. So another thing we did at the end of the day is that we went to the Swiss National Museum. This museum was super cool. I love that it went over Swiss attire, the history of Switzerland, how it's changed over time, its place in Europe and beyond, but also it went over how a couple of really cool inventions were made in Switzerland, like the World Wide Web. That brings us to day 2. On our second full day in Switzerland, my friends and I left Zurich and traveled to Chur. As an American, one of the things that I miss most about Europe and most European countries I've been to is how easy it is to travel by train. Our train ride was extremely smooth and scenic. I spent most of my time chatting, staring out the window, and attempting to do homework.
I can't do nothing with you. I can't do nothing with you.
Once we arrived at Flims Laax Falera ski resort, we had an amazing time. One of my friends was a really seasoned skier, and the other had never skied a day in her life prior to this trip, and I was somewhere in the middle, as I've been on several ski trips but don't ski often, so we had a really fun and interesting dynamic between the three of us. And as a result of this dynamic, we jokingly called the really seasoned skier the professor, and the novice skier the student. And so we spent a lot of time trying to teach the student how to ski, and I spent some time trying to get tips from the quote-unquote professor, and so that was a lot of fun.
Good job falling. That's good. That's good. Wait. The professor.
Hey, Mom and Dad. Just wiped out, so I'm taking a little. No, I didn't wipe out, but I was going too fast and then couldn't stop, so my skis came off, which is good because I have the beginner ones, so they have that safety feature, which is pretty nice. Good safety feature. So I'm just taking a little squat, getting a breather, so I can rest of my journey. But this is the view. It's quite nice. It's very pretty. This is such a cool ski resort. They have so much to do, so many options. I really like it. Yeah. So I have to ski down so that I can take one of those things up. I'm gonna feel very accomplished by the time I get down there, for sure. For sure. But this is the view. And this is me. So, yep, having fun. Definitely the highlight of my trip to Switzerland. Yeah. Day 3. So you know what they say, all good things must come to an end, unfortunately. So on day 3, me and my friends parted ways. They decided to do this really cool, like, train tour of Switzerland that would just kind of take them around the entire country. And I decided that I was going to meet up with some other friends who we decided to do like a whole thing in Edinburgh, Scotland. So I wrote #London bound, but when I was editing this, I remembered that actually that's a mistake. I was #Edinburgh bound. So you might be wondering, what did I do while I was in Edinburgh, Scotland? Well, I had a great time. My 2 friends and I, we went to Edinburgh Castle, we went to the National Museum of Scotland, visited, Old Town Edinburgh, saw the Royal Mile, Calton Hill. Also, we did this really cool history walk, ghost tour walk, that took us underground, and that was very creepy, but also a lot of fun. And then after my weekend in Scotland with my 2 friends who were from my home university in Ohio, I took a train back to London. And one of my buddies from this Scotland trip rode back with me to London and actually spent a week visiting me and sightseeing in London. It is worth mentioning that we actually loved Scotland so much that the 2 of us started watching the show Outlander during our train ride. Anyways, that's it for today's vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye!